Alpha is A, beta is B. It's very clear-cut, black and white. But when you look at the symbol for sigma, you're like, what the fuck is that? It looks more like an E than an S. And just by looking at that, you already know what a sigma should be.
It's faith, it's faith. It's the flower of light in the field of darkness. It's giving me the strength to carry on. You understand?
Have listen to have none left. Scoffing at the feeling, place it dead. Let's get the knife with yourself and check. Forget regrets, let yourself progress.
Kaijus, what's up? It's your boy Kaiju Kong, aka 2K, emerging from the depths of Sweet Solitude to bring you some more Sigma. So sustenance. Alright, so I'm gonna get straight into the point and to the message of the video. What is a Sigma male? What is his mindset? What are the gears that turn in his head that allows him to be a Sigma? What is the creed of a Sigma, if he has one, in the first place? I'm gonna answer that in this video. So they always say that the Sigma is rare, right? And just because it's rare, all of a sudden, there was a guy in the comment section, shout out to you, you already know who you are, who said that just because it was the rare archetype, a lot of people started getting on and saying, hey, I'm the Sigma. But rarity does not necessarily mean that it's a good thing. I can tell you for a fact in my own life that being a Sigma was one of the toughest. Living as a Sigma, truly being a Sigma, thinking like a Sigma, was one of the hardest decisions and the hardest actions that I'm continuously taking in my own life. It is a sacrifice. It is hard to be truly independent. It is hard to truly be free. It is hard to be against the grain all the time. Because there's safety in numbers. There's safety in looking like the background. It's safety in looking like the herd. Because when you stand out, you, as they say, it's a cliche, but it's true. The nail that sticks out is the nail that gets hammered down. The prey that looks different is the prey that gets hunted down. Being a Sigma male is tough. And when you look, by definition, in my opinion, in layman's terms, Sigma is just a label, it's just a name. But Sigma, in layman's terms, is translated into being undefined, into being unlabeled. Why is it undefined? Why is it unlabeled? Because the way that you are, the way that you think is so diverse that nobody can pinpoint exactly what defines you. Nobody can attach a name onto you. So who defines you? Who labels you? Yourself. Yourself. People say that life happens to me. For a Sigma, life does not happen to us. We create our lives. As they say, the best way to predict the future is to create the future, to design the future. That is up to you. All of these inventions, buildings, technology, all of these things started as a figment of the imagination in someone's mind. You look at the Golden Gate Bridge. You look at the Eiffel Tower. Those, when you think about it, if those didn't exist and someone told you to build the Golden Gate Bridge, someone told you to build the Eiffel Tower, you'd be dumbfounded. You'd be sitting there like, how the hell am I gonna do that? And yet it stands. So these monuments should encourage you, should inspire you, that everything that is manifested in the physical reality once started out in a reality that is not physical. So whatever you want to do in your life, you do it. Whatever future you want to manifest, manifest it. It just takes time, consistency, and dialing in, focusing on your energy in that specific spot. You define you. The thing is, the place that you were born does not define you. The place where you work, what you get into, what you study, these do not define you. Even when you look at the symbol of the archetypes, look at the symbols of the archetypes. Alpha is A, Beta is B, Delta, okay, looks different. But Delta represents the hierarchy because Delta make up majority of the hierarchy. Thereby, that's why delta is represented by the triangle, by the hierarchy itself. But alpha is A, beta is B. It's very clear-cut, black and white. But when you look at the symbol for sigma, you're like, what the fuck is that? It looks more like an E than an S. And just by looking at that, you already know what a sigma should be. They told you you're sigma. But instead of saying, okay, I'm representing myself by an S, you know, say, no, I'm representing myself by a badass E. And okay, many people might think like, omega, why is omega, it's also different. But that's the thing, in my opinion, I think that omegas, those who are left out, those who think that they're different, when they're younger, usually, like for example, me, when I was younger, I kind of felt like an omega. I kind of felt like an outcast. Because I did not yet understand the way that I worked. I didn't yet understand what I was meant to be and meant to do, and I didn't have the confidence to understand and to grasp and to embrace that I was different for a reason. Because when you're different and you try to be the same as everyone else, it does not come naturally. When you compete in something that you're not good at, you will always lose. As they say, if you try to make a fish climb a tree like a monkey, it will always live its life thinking that it's a failure. And if you put a monkey in water to race against the sharks, the monkey will always feel like it's a failure. So find the place that you're good at, find your purpose. Because if you're always trying to compete like the omega symbol is different, but the omega symbol seems more like, it looks more like that. That's what omegas are feeling at the moment. That's why you go first in isolation. When you understand your gifts, or even if you don't understand them, on the purpose to understanding yourself, you gotta take yourself away from the environment, which is why a lot of sigmas, of course there are some sigmas that can develop themselves as sigmas in their country of birth. But for example, me, I was born in the Philippines, yet here I'm in Portugal, and I've lived in countries like Thailand, Switzerland, Singapore, Vietnam, and all these countries. Every new chapter of my life changed the way that I am and changed what I thought of the world. Sometimes as a sigma, when you're sometimes as a sigma, looking back at your own life, you'll realize that maybe the place that you were born was not the place for you. So knowing that it's not the place for you, try to find where you belong. You do not have to be where you were born. Your origin does not have to be your destination. In fact, what type of life is it where you end up still in the place of origin? The best stories come with the best journeys, and the best journeys have the most insurmountable challenges. Men, we like stories of warriors, we like stories of heroes, we like all of these, playing games that The Witcher, or places like, knights and all of that. We used to do that when we were younger, cowboy stuff, adventure. And many people, they're stuck by playing video games, but when you really think about it, like Geralt of Rivia, he fights monsters, he fights demons, he fights all of that. When you really think about it, in your own life, you fight demons, yet you lose every single day. Many people fight demons, yet they lose every day, because they don't even know that they are demons. The demons don't exist in the external plane, the demons exist in your mind. So if you think of it that way, you are a warrior. And if you're a warrior with many demons, and you're playing video games, it's like akin to the warriors back then, but instead of fighting the enemy, they're just back home playing with the toy soldiers. You, my friends, are playing the best RPG that you're ever gonna play, and that is life. Because only in life can you truly be whoever you want to be. You can jump, you can enter doors, you can go do whatever you want with your life. Why be stuck playing a video game where there are so many limitations? In life there are limitations, but the limitations are just limited by the mind, by the imagination, and by, of course, the laws. And on this path to conquering your own demons, you will see that you start saying no to more things. You'll start to look a bit different, speak a bit different, think a bit different. And the way that you look, think, and speak will not always be in congruence with the way that others think, look, and speak. So comes a moment where you'll find society kind of shunning you or outcasting you. But if you're a man of power, you are no outcast. You become an outlier. You truly become rare. Outliers are few and far between. Those who are truly unlabeled, undefined, only who defines them themselves, the true creed of a Sigma male. So that's it, my friends. I hope that this helped you, fired you up at least, killed a little bit of your doubts. Remember to keep living life. So that's it, my friends. This is Kaiju Kong signing off. Thank you very much for joining me, my friends. Till next time, stay strong and take care.